Well, has the cloud that's been hanging over Prince George's County officially gone away? The second half of the county's most powerful political couple is sentenced today in federal court.
Leslie Johnson pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit witness and evidence tampering in June 2011 while serving on the county council. We have team coverage tonight. Aisha Khan has the reaction, and Rochelle Metzger gives us a recap of what happened in the courtroom. We begin tonight with Rochelle.
Leslie Johnson was tearful as she addressed the court today. She calls her actions thoughtless and says she accepts full responsibility for obstructing justice in her husband's corruption case, an offense the judge said that should not be taken lightly, and he sentenced her to 12 months and 1 day in federal prison. She asked for probation, but the judge says she's no innocent spouse, made clear on audio recordings that she knew of dirty money hidden in their Mitchellville home.
What do you want me to do with this money they are banging? What do you want me to do?
Put it in your panties and walk out of the house.
No, but I mean all this cash, Jack. I got the one from down.
Put it in your panties, Leslie.
Oh, my God. Okay.
The couple were arrested November 2010, 10 days after Leslie was elected to county council, interrupting prosecutors say a grand plan to continue her husband's legacy of power and money. She pleaded guilty to evidence tampering, a lapse of judgment, her attorney says, by a loving wife in panic at the direction of her husband. Leslie says she knew nothing of her husband's extortion scheme, which included donations to her election bid. While campaign treasurer Christopher Cepas testified they didn't cash checks from donors of questionable character, prosecutors say records show over 20% of her donors were associates of her husband's, making it a hard sell she was not involved. The judge said he felt the government's request for 18 months was too much and probation too little. He hopes 12 months and 1 day will serve as a deterrent to others, and added 240 hours of community service and a $15,000 fine. Reporting in Greenbelt, I'm Rochelle Metzger, CTV News.
And she will be eligible for release after 10 months. Leslie Johnson will begin serving her sentence on March 9th. And of course, the 12-month sentence is getting plenty of reaction. For that angle, we turn to Aisha Khan.
Well, certainly there was not a shortage of supporters for Leslie Johnson today at her sentencing. That included her family members, some family members, friends, and sorority sisters. Now, how many of them actually wanted to talk to us is another story. However, I got a chance to talk to a church group who held a small vigil earlier today, and they tell me that though they think she did something bad, she still deserves a second chance. And I also got a chance to talk to a close friend of Ms. Johnson who sat behind her during today's sentencing. She also tells me that what she did was wrong, but nonetheless, she is still disappointed.
There was no evidence that was provided that she actually knew about her husband's illegal activities. Nevertheless, she has the punishment, and we know that, she had to have some kind of punishment for what she did. But we will be with her. We are an organization of women for the benefit of women. Mrs. Johnson has been honored by our organization. She has certainly performed lots of good acts for the community.
Oh, I think that she should be punished. I mean, the Bible tells us that when we commit wrong, that we have to suffer the consequences. But the part of it that I'm concerned about is that we should really try to provide comfort for those people as they go through these trials.
Now, the people who were not present in court today were her sick mother, her sick sister, and her son. All three people, she says she didn't want to see how the court was going to decide her fate. Reporting in Greenbelt, Aisha Khan, CTV News.
Despite the former first couple's fall from grace, Diane Stevens says she continues to pray for them. Stevens was Leslie Johnson's hairdresser for 5 years. During that time, they developed a friendship, and she says both Leslie and Jack were caring and kind. Leslie Johnson often pitched in to help with her charity for girls and other efforts.
Whatever went on, I'm just going to continue to pray for them. And I really didn't want to read it. I never read it. And I just don't want to believe anything. So I know that she's a good, kind person, and she's given so much of her time and her heart.
Stevens also says she hasn't spoken with the Johnsons since the scandal broke, but did text Leslie Johnson expressing her support.